What's up, guys? Welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review, or in this case we're going to do a wave review. I'm not going to break each figure down and do a separate video for each one. Lots of videos out there on this wave already, so we're just going to cover the whole video at one time. So this is the Age of Apocalypse wave from Marvel Legends that was just released here recently. I was able to pick this wave up on Mercari for a really good price. So I want to go ahead and jump into a review on these guys. I'm actually in the process of reading the Age of Apocalypse Omnibus. If you've not read this storyline, I would highly recommend picking up the Omnibus, checking it out. It's a really, really good story. Kind of a, I don't know, that it's kind of a alternate dimension storyline where the Charles Xavier is deceased, and Apocalypse pretty much runs things in North America, kind of trying to take over the whole world, that sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and take a look. We've got 7 figures here to build our Sugarman Build-A-Figure. We've got Xman, who is Nate Summers, basically. We've got Dark Beast. We've got a Weapon X, a version of Weapon X here, where he's lost his hand, which he lost in a fight with Cyclops. We got Morph. We've got our Jean Grey, and we've got Wild Child. So some really anticipated figures here. We've got some that have been on people's want list for a long time, especially like our Wild Child figure there. So as far as the boxes, all the boxes are identical on the front. They've got their names on the bottom. Nice window packaging. We can see the figure, the Build-A-Figure pieces as well. The backs pretty much all just have the product image for each of the characters, along with just some product shots of the figures and what it takes to actually build a Sugarman there. So we'll go ahead and break all these guys out of their package, get them out on our table, take a look at what we got. All right, guys, so we got our Age of Apocalypse wave out of its packaging. We'll go ahead, first thing we'll start off with are the accessories. So most of these guys did not come with accessories outside the Build-A-Figure piece. Wild Child did come with his chain, which basically just hooks. It's got a little clip here at the end, and he's got a little clip on his back. You just clip that there. So it's pretty nice. It's not a bendy wire chain or anything like that. All this is kind of already rolled up for you. That's kind of the way it's going to be. But once we finally get our Sabretooth for him to go with, I think this will be real nice for Sabretooth to hold on to. Kind of has a dynamic pose look to it right out of the package. Dark Beast comes with 2 hands, 2 alternate hands, kind of a flat palm hand and a fist. So those look really nice. And then Wolverine comes with his no hand that does not have the claws out on it, where you can see on this one the claws are out, and those are molded in, so it doesn't appear that you can remove them. You might could. I gently pulled on them. I'm not going to pull too hard on them. You know, if you don't want the claws, just use the alternate wrist plate there. So we'll take just a quick look at each one of these figures individually. So we'll go ahead and start with Wolverine here. Wolverine looks fantastic. They did a really good job of nailing the sculpt based on the Age of Apocalypse storyline from the comic books. Did a real good job. You can see here they went ahead and hit the hair on the arm. Looks good. That's not sculpted. It's just paint work, but that's okay. I don't mind that on a $20 figure. Looks really good. Belt here. This is kind of a rubber texture belt, which you can kind of move around, but it's just kind of a soft plastic, soft rubber. Mine's a little bit off center, but it's not glued into place, so you're able to kind of adjust that as needed. My claws here, they did come pretty straight out of the package, so I'm pleased with that. My only gripe that I could really say on this Wolverine figure is this head area, and I know why they did it. You can see what that looks like underneath there, and even from that standpoint. They did it to allow a ton of range of motion. Look at the range of motion there, that articulation in the neck. That's a lot of articulation there. I really like that. And then he can basically look almost straight down. So it looks really cool if he was going to be lunging at somebody or jumping at somebody, you know, because of all this hair in this sculpt. You know, that's why they did it, but it doesn't look the greatest when you're looking at it from the side. You know, you can really see up underneath that. But Wolverine looks really, really good overall. I like it a lot. I've seen some guys do some reviews where this beard area looked a lot darker than mine. He has a real slight 5 o'clock shadow, which I think they nailed. I think they did a perfect job on that. But I've seen some other guys do some reviews of it that where it was a good bit darker for his beard. So looks really good. I'm very pleased with that. Wolverine, been really excited about getting him. Jean Grey did a really good job on her. Look at that face sculpt, straight out of the comic. Paint works really nice. Did a good job around the lips, the eyes, kind of this face tattoo that she has here. Looks really good. The hair sculpt is excellent. Like it all. Really not much I can say negative about this Jean Grey figure. Would have been nice, maybe an accessory, an extra set of hands, something like that, maybe to come with her. But she looks really, really good. And two, you can kind of see a size comparison with all these guys as they're standing here. You know, Logan stands a good bit shorter than everybody here, him and Wild Child. Wild Child is a little bigger than I kind of expected. When I look at him in the comics, I see kind of a smaller dude, maybe even small, maybe Wolverine size or smaller. He's fairly tall here if I was to stand him straight up. Take a look here at Nate Gray, who is better known as Xman. Big complaint here, these feet. I would love to hear your guys' comments in the comments. For anybody who's already received this figure, do y'all have baby feet on your Xman figure? I mean, these things are ridiculously small for, you know, a grown, what would be a male adult action figure. When I look at Wolverines or Morphs, Sunspots, I mean, even Wild Childs, they're all a good bit bigger. I mean, look at this. Look at the difference in size there. I don't understand what happened, if that was just a mistake made on mine or if that's a normal thing. He's real tough to get stood up, so I may have to try to figure out some type of a base or something to help him stand. Overall, though, the figure looks really good. Take a look at this face sculpt. And, you know, here, kind of a sign that he's using his mutant powers there. This is real nice, kind of a soft plastic or rubber. Paint job looks good. They nailed the hair sculpt. The jacket looks really good. Some of this yellow on the jacket on mine, you know, it leaves a little bit to be desired. But again, we're looking at a Marvel Legend. So you got to keep your expectations within that $20 to $25 price range. He looks really good. If it wasn't for the feet situation, you know, getting this guy to stand is beyond annoying. So we'll just set him to the side there. And what I would consider my favorite figure in this line, I thought it would be Wolverine. It is most definitely our Dark Beast. This guy is flawless. I think probably one of the best figures that Marvel Legends done, in my opinion. I will put that out there and say that. I think it is a perfect rendition of Dark Beast from the comic books. There is no paint flaws on this guy, which is not a lot of paint, but I mean, look how well even the teeth are done. The eyes, everything. He's even got his earrings here and his braids down the side. Did a really good job. All the way down to his pants, kind of have that metallic look to him. And he is large. He is a large figure. We'll stand him up here beside our blue beast here shortly. Look at Sunspot. This was another one I was really excited about. Sunspot was super powerful in the AOA storyline. They really nailed his look here. Just pretty much an all translucent figure from top to bottom, which is a really good look for anytime they do a guy like Sunspot or Human Torch, and they do it in that translucent look. It's really cool. Looks really good. Mine had a little bit of an issue right here on the foot. You can see somehow we got some black rubbed off, and it's kind of on the inside of that foot. But overall, they did a really good job. These are probably some of the harder type figures to paint. Probably a little less forgiving being a translucent than some of the other colors would be. But he looks really good overall. And then last is the Wildman Morph, who they did a really good job on. The face sculpt is perfect. The paint on the face is really well done. Just in his classic costume from the AOA storyline. That is just a soft rubber cape there. And it is removable. It just has a little tab. If you wanted to take that off, you could. So you could just have Morph without his cape. Just has a small tab there in the back of it. Pegs into the back. Just slide his head through and peg that peg into his back. So pretty simple figure, pretty plain figure. Probably other figures from the AOA line I would have rather had over Morph. But you know, hopefully they're going to keep this line going and go ahead and give us all the figures from that line. So we got a lot of Build-A-Figure pieces. We've got 4 arms here for Sugar Man. We've got 3 different pieces that make up this guy's body. You can see here we got a face, which is pretty wicked. That's a great reproduction of what we got from the comic book. Paintwork on it is excellent. We'll look at him a little closer as we get him put together. And then we got his hammer, which is real similar to Melnor, but this is what Sugar Man used as a weapon, and 2 kind of squatty legs here, which is right up the alley of how he looked in the artwork. All right, so let me get Sugar Man put together, and we'll take a look at him. All right, guys, we got Sugar Man put together. Looks really nice. This is a really creepy figure, but they really nailed the sculpt and the look from what I'm seeing in the comic book right now that I'm reading. Such a great Build-A-Figure. I know this was a Build-A-Figure that had been released, and I'm not sure if that one was a Build-A-Figure or if it was just like a deluxe figure. But he was, you know, on the Build-A-Figure size back then. But I think this is probably a really good upgrade from what I can see. I never owned that figure. So, you know, feel free in the comments to leave your comments if you have an opinion on the 2 comparisons. But, you know, just looking at this guy's face, tongue, that is just a soft rubber or plastic tongue there. Did a good job on the teeth, the face sculpt, the hair. Everything is just done really well in this guy, and he is solid. I mean, he is very heavy. Just a chunk of plastic, and he's large. He's a very large Build-A-Figure. You can see this guy having trouble standing if you're not careful, just because of how top heavy he is with these kind of little squatty legs. The only thing I don't like personally is this pointing finger. I don't understand that. I don't know why they would go that way. Mine kind of even points, he kind of, you know, bends up and backward a little bit. So I don't know if that's just from being in the box. Might could heat that up and straighten it out a little bit. But that's a really small complaint. It's not something that's a deal breaker. I think he looks really, really good. So let's do some size comparisons with these guys. All right, guys, just to give you some size comparisons on some of these figures, we can see that the Beast is really just a reuse of the Beast mold that we've already gotten. The head sculpt is obviously entirely new, and it looks fantastic. But Beast is the same size as his blue counterpart from our regular universe. I got through Rogue in there, and the recently reviewed by my channel Monster Venom, just so you guys can kind of see, you know, where a lot of these guys stack up as far as their size. We'll throw Wolverine in here. We can see they did a good job with Wolverine as far as, you know, that's kind of how we would imagine him, is a little more short, stocky, that kind of thing. Now, one thing that we will throw out here, I'll go ahead and we'll stand Wild Child up. I'd be interested to know your guys' thoughts on Wild Child. We'll move Beast out of there. Is Wild Child this tall? And I'm reading the comic right now. He's not huge. He's really skinny, which is good. I think that part's accurate. I just didn't picture him being, you know, that tall, almost as tall as Beast. He's about the same height as Rogue. I pictured him being a little more small, but again, you know, not the end of the world there. So we'll throw in some more here. We've got our Sugarman Build-A-Figure piece. And again, you have to watch this guy. He is a top-heavy figure. So you can see kind of how his size looks. We can throw in Jean Grey and pull Wolverine out of there. See Jean Grey kind of size compared to the Rogue there. So her and Rogue are about the same size. Rogue's a little bigger up top, I guess you could say. But really, looks really good. I think they did a great job on these figures. Just throw in Nate Gray and Morph here so you can kind of see what we got on size there. So these look really good. It's a great wave. I highly recommend it if you can find it in your Walmart. I know people are starting to find them on shelves in a lot of areas, and I know a lot of the online retailers are starting to ship them. So feel free to leave comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. The likes definitely help out as far as getting the videos promoted, so I would definitely be very appreciative of that. Check out a podcast that me and a group of guys from YouTube and the comic book community did yesterday. And I think it posted this morning, so definitely check that out. It's just news, Marvel Legend news. We discuss a lot of the kind of new releases that are coming out, as well as some different things kind of in the comic book community going on right now. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.